Hi everyone, welcome to my members program. I offer 3 tiers. Tier 1 is monthly predictions with some extra transit analysis videos. Tier 2 has exclusive pick a card readings that I don't post on my main channel. Tier 3 is astrology, remedies, and more esoteric knowledge. And how to heal our planets, how to learn tarot as well, how to start your own YouTube channel. These are some of the videos I've recently posted. So please join our members community. Thank you. Hello group number 1, welcome to today's reading. Today we're doing what do people notice about you when you walk into the room, or what is the first sort of impression that you leave on people. So these are the 2 cards that you chose, 7 of Cups and the Whale. I'm gonna take a few cards, then we'll start off with that, and then we'll look at the other cards that came out for you. I also quickly just want to mention that I have a couple of slots left for my private reading. So if you're interested, please contact me right now before those run out. So we have 7 of Cups, the Whale. You also got Merchant and the Sustainer. I like how the imagery is so similar. It's very bluish so far. Let's keep these like so. Keep this one here. Should I bring one more out? Maybe I should have pulled one more. But anyway. So when I look at these cards, there's a lot of water. That's first of all coming through. We have Cups here. We have the water element with the Whale. So you could be someone who could be slightly harder to read. With water, it does talk about wanting to figure out your emotions. And water is also connected to someone being a little more mysterious, right? As opposed to fire and air would be more in your face, more apparent, more clear. But water, I think out of the 4 elements, would be the most mysterious. So people would be trying to make up theories, trying to know you better. And with Merchant also, this always gives me Mercury energy. So Mercury is about multiplicity, and here we have 7 of Cups, which talks about options. So when people notice you, they'll have a few different ideas. They'll try to judge you and come up with different theories. It's not a very straight pinpoint sort of a theory that they come up with. So they might have multiple theories about you. Okay, this person could be artistic, this person could be fun to talk to, or this person could make a great friend. But some people might be like, what if they're a little closed off? So there could be conflicting ideas also about you. But I'm just sensing that people have a lot of theories, because it's more imaginative, fantastical, what's the word, fantasizing about you. So there could be multiple theories about you with 7 of Cups. I also get this feeling about being interested in you, because it's that energy of a person having multiple options. So maybe people look at you and they're interested, so they might feel like this person has a lot of options. You come across as a catch, so that's why they expect you to have multiple options. Another thing I was getting, we have the Merchant card here, and then we have this ocean in the back as well. So lots of water, and pretty much all the cards I get that sense of water. Sustainer is connected to Lord Vishnu Bhagwan, and he is a lot of the times associated with also, I don't know, I always think of Pisces when I think of him. Obviously there's Shravana Nakshatra, you could have that's connected to Vishnu. But I don't know why I'm getting Pisces. I always think of the feet, and Venus getting exalted in the sign of Pisces. I always think of Vishnu Bhagwan with that. So some of you could have Mercury, debilitated Mercury in Pisces. You could have a water ascendant, so Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You could have Mercury Ketu also, maybe Moon Ketu as well. Yeah, some of the placements that I'm picking up. But anyway, coming back to this energy, if you're Indian, obviously you could be a Vishnu devotee. You could be a Krishna devotee also, since he's one of the avatars, and usually when we see a lot of people associated with that, let's say even ISKCON, it's a big part of their personality, their lifestyle, so it's very prominent. So some of you people could come across as very devotional, very spiritual. It could be a big part of your personality. People could naturally just assume you to be very devoted, very spiritual, religious, that kind of energy I'm picking up. But the overall energy that's connected with Lord Vishnu is more so sustenance. It's preserving things, maintaining order. So someone who's slightly more diplomatic, let's say, if you contrast that energy with Lord Shiva, Shiva is more so about isolation, being detached, yoga, and not having desires. So the energy is very different, right? So with Vishnu, it's more so not fun energy, not necessarily I'm going to say fun, but it's easygoing, it's welcoming, it's open, it's warm. So, and also abundant, someone who's prosperous, abundant, looks good, talks really sweetly, that sort of energy I'm picking up, where people feel open in your energy. With Mercury element also, it can talk about friendship also, so they feel very friendly towards you. The overall impression is very nice. That's what I'm picking up. But also there's a lot of mystery also. People feel like they kind of have to figure you out. There's a lot to learn about you. That's something that they notice when they look at you. They're like, I want to get to know this person a bit more. Now, when we look at this card specifically, we have the moon, we have the sun, and we have these mountains that I only noticed today. I've never noticed them before, because I don't know why. It's just different. We are, as tarot readers, naturally drawn towards certain elements in the image. So today I was really drawn towards the mountains, which is Ketu. That's why I was saying some of you could have moon Ketu. You could be emotionally detached. You might not share your feelings that freely, or you like to keep things hidden. And the way that people notice you, we see this mountain that's close to the moon. So I feel like maybe there's a mountain usually can talk about a challenge that we have to overcome. So people might perceive you as closed off, so they would assume that they would have to work very hard to overcome this challenge to get to the moon, which is your emotional vulnerability, allowing you to open up to them. So they would feel like you're emotionally detached, you are not open about that kind of stuff, and they would have to work very hard to build a solid bond with you. So that's one thing I'm picking up. But there's also a spark they might feel with you, because the imagery on this card is very interesting. With this particular deck, we have 7 of Cups, yes, but we have the 6 of Cups that are pointed towards the moon, and the one that's pointed towards the sun. So the way that I see it, first of all, people could feel some connection with you, some intuitive connection, or they could perceive you as being a little more intuitive, more spiritual. Since we have the 6 of Cups, I do connect it sometimes with past life, or feeling a soulmate sort of a connection with someone. So a special feeling people might pick up on that they feel towards you. And then we have the 1 cup pointed towards the sun, so kind of like that Ace of Cups energy. And sun is about feeling bright, feeling optimistic. So a lot of people could catch feelings for you very quickly, very early on, and they would be interested in knowing if you're open to date or not. And you might also attract a lot of people who float with you right off the bat, or people who are curious, or people who are just let's say you meet a lot of new people, and comparatively, on the average, more people are likely to open up to you or ask you out as compared to, let's say, your friends. There's something about your energy where people naturally feel drawn towards asking you out, or being interested in you, catching feelings for you. Ace of Cups with the sun. They feel that confidence that they can approach you. So that's some of the messages I'm getting here. Let's keep moving. Okay, please ignore the background noise. We have Mars here. We have 11th house, and we have the sign of Taurus. So let's move the cards then. So one thing, as I was picking up earlier about attraction that people feel towards you, that is coming up here again. We have Mars, which is connected to attraction, that physical animalistic desire that's usually looked at with Mars. And Taurus is also one of the more prominent signs that I look at when it comes to feeling attraction towards someone or someone being good looking. So Mars in Taurus coming up, I feel like a lot of people could be interested in you. They could find you very beautiful and they want to pursue you. Mars is about action, pursuing someone, chasing after someone, being interested in someone. That's Mars energy. And Taurus is connected to beauty. Why? Because the two planets that are connected with good looks are Venus and Moon prominently. And obviously Venus rules the sign of Taurus and Moon gets exalted in the sign of Taurus. So usually gives a person good looks, a good face, and also sweet speech. So you could be someone, maybe you have a nice voice and people tend to notice that. People want to talk to you because Taurus also rules the second house of speech. So maybe there's a desire to communicate, to talk to you, to get in touch with you, to ask you out. And there's a instant attraction also people could feel towards you. With the 11th house, this can talk about getting to know you. It's the house of networking, friendships. Also social media, maybe you get a lot of attention on social media. Lots of people are interested in you. I also get the sense that some of you people, you could have a lot of friends who are interested in you. Maybe you friend zone your friends and you're not interested, but a lot of your friends could have feelings for you. And naturally, there's a friendship element that's coming through with Mercury also being here. We have 11th house. And Taurus can sometimes also be associated with your family, people who support you. So even women, I think women could feel like they want to be friends with you, or you would make a good friend. But naturally, there's a desire to get in touch with you, like grow closer, get to know you better. And people perceive you as someone who would be a good friend to them, someone they can count on, rely upon. There's a lot of action also here. So we have water and fire energy. So I feel like it's talking about action, where there's a desire to pursue something with you or take action towards you, or maybe you have an energetic personality, especially the more social personality that you have, even though you might keep your certain feelings, emotions hidden. But overall, you're an active person, you communicate, and you're very vibrant, you're very present with the people around you. Let's look at some other cards. We have Frog here. Purification, clear out the clutter. Always makes me think of Scorpio, frog and crocodile. So yeah, a lot of water energy so far. Cancer, Pisces and Scorpio is prominent in your chart. People feel magnetically drawn towards you. This card also talks about rain. It's reminding me of rain. Some of you could have Adra Nakshatra also. It's connected to rain. And I feel like people feel very clear in your presence. Something about you where, I don't know, you help people by your presence. And people feel good energy from you. They don't feel heavy in your presence. So very light and feeling supported. Taurus is that energy of feeling supported. 11th house is also a very positive house in terms of friendship or building a connection. Whale, I forgot to talk about this card. Whale talked about diving deeper. So wanting to connect more, taking things further. So getting to know you a little bit more. And it was also talking about a bit of spiritual nature that you might have. Here also this is talking about 8th house matters. So people could feel like you're spiritual, you have good knowledge, and sometimes you give such good advice that is people feel like, where is this coming from? It's because you have good intuition. So people want to learn from you, I feel, and you help them gain clarity in life. And these two cards came out together. I thought that this was really interesting. We have divine timing and love. So again, it's giving me that spark of love at first sight, or something about catching feelings with you right off the bat. So that was a specific message I was getting with these two cards. A lot of people catching feelings for you very quickly, very early on. And with this divine timing also, some people could feel that soul family connection with you, something about you being in their life. Even female friends could be uh, calling you their soulmate or something like that, but people feeling like it's a fated um, meeting with you, and people feel a lot of love for you. People feel like maybe a lot of people look at you as a friend, they're not interested, but they feel like, wow, this person is special and I'm so glad I met them. Something about feeling lots of love towards you, and there's something magical about meeting you, connecting with you, something about you that stands out. For tarot, you got 10 of coins, temperance, and the king of swords. So this is giving me that Mercury energy again. We have temperance, Sagittarius could be prominent in your chart. 10 of coins, the dog always reminds me of loyalty and friendship. So there's so much here about friendship. I think a lot of people from the same sex could be wanting to be friends with you. Again, it's giving me soul family vibes, because usually we see a couple on 10 of coins card, but here we see almost like a family setting. We don't really exactly see a couple, right? It's more about family, friendship, loyalty, responsibility, feeling supported and having a good time. So people could feel that feeling from you, like you're part of their soul family, or you're like a soulmate to them. There's lots of loyalty even with the Scorpio energy. Scorpions are considered to be very loyal and logical. See, there was something here about clearing out the clutter, right? So you give them guidance, you give them clarity, and you're a very logical person. Mercury is that intellectual ability, right? So you break things down, you use your spiritual knowledge, but you're also very logical and you communicate very clearly. And this is mature energy with the king coming up. Swords is naturally connected to communication and intuition also. So I feel like a lot of people connecting with you, they connect on an intellectual level, and they respect your opinions on things. Temperance can talk about bringing stability in someone's life, having that healing presence. Usually we do connect it with angels, or more of like that spiritual connotation we pick up with this card. Here we see a person in Bodhisattva. It's that enlightenment person who's realized. It's making me think of, some of you could also have Pusha and Anuradha placements, because we see the lotus here. So it's connected to spirituality. It's also connected to someone who's patient, so someone who would listen to them, someone who has graceful, easygoing presence. You know, that light energy that I was picking up earlier. So you have that light energy where people feel very nurtured, cared for. And this is Sagittarius, so it's ruled by Jupiter. So again, guidance, spiritual capabilities. Also, Jupiter is usually connected with a person who has who's optimistic, who is positive. So someone that you connect with, in someone's presence, you feel light, you feel positive, and if you go to someone for advice, they'll give you good advice, and they'll also make you feel better about your situation. So they kind of fill you with positivity. So that's the Sagittarius or temperance energy that I'm picking up here. This is how people perceive you. They look at your spiritual endeavors, or they look at you as a wise older person in terms of your knowledge, and they want to learn from you, because Jupiter is the natural guru, right? So yeah, overall, the things that people notice about you is they feel like there's something mysterious about you, and they feel like you have some spiritual knowledge, or you have that higher wisdom about you, the way you carry yourself. People also respect you. They listen to you when you talk. There's something about your communication that's very prominent here. So you come across as a person who speaks with clarity, with knowledge, with wisdom. And they naturally feel some intuitive hit where they feel like, okay, I want to be friends with this person, I want to get to know this person better, I can gain something here in a good way. And there could be also some people that feel that a magnetic attraction towards you as well, catching feelings very quickly and very early on. So that's what I'm seeing for you, pile number 1. I hope this resonated. Let me know your thoughts, and if you're looking for a private reading with me, you can find the link in the description. If you like my videos, you want to support my channel, you can consider becoming a member. The link will be, no, you just have to click on the join button below. So yeah, support the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye guys. Hello group number 2, welcome to your reading today. Today we're doing what do people notice about you when you first walk into the room. So that's the reading for today. I want to start the reading, but before, I quickly just want to mention that I have a couple of slots left for booking a private reading with me on my Ko-Fi. The link will be in the description, so if you want to book a reading, go right ahead before they run out. So that's a little disclaimer. I'm going to start with these cards, then we'll look at the other cards in a bit. Wait, let me take a couple more. So these are the 2 cards that you chose. Today I went with 2. I thought I couldn't decide between the animal and the tarot deck. So I thought, let me just give you both the options. So you got Oyster and the Hanged Man. You also got Prison. It was in reverse, but I'm still keeping it upright. You also got Stone and the Lover. Really pretty. Swan energy. There's a swan card also in this deck. So you could be someone who's graceful actually. Swan makes me think of someone who's graceful, good looking. People could notice your good looks. But I see this energy of someone who's a little closed off. You could come across as a person who's hard to get through to. It's like you have walls up that are hard to penetrate. So something about you coming across as a little closed off. Some of you could have that resting, face. Or you could be a little more introverted than the average person. There's something about this closed energy, something you have to work hard for. You have to really win you over for you to open up to people. And I'm also getting a bit of that spiritual element also in this pile. Because we have Prison, and prisons are connected with 12th house. 12th house is that house that is usually connected with religion, spirituality, isolation, people who go on retreats, people who like to spend time on their own. These are the sort of people with prominent 12th house placements who don't need a friend, who don't need a big social circle. They mind their own business, they're very passionate about their interests, and they don't look to make connections. So a person who's not just introverted, but naturally they don't want to share things with other people. They don't care to make any impression on anyone. They don't care to look for any sort of validation from other people. Completely not seeking attention and not trying to win anyone over. Even if people misunderstand you, you don't care. Pile number 2. So it's that energy of person who likes to stay in their own world, maybe more isolated and detached than usual. Or the people that you do connect with, there is a special bond there, and you don't easily connect with people. So, and you're not even looking to making connections. That's one thing I'm getting. And there's strong 12th house energy with this pile. This is 12th house. We have a Hanged Man, which is usually connected with Pisces, which is also connected to the 12th house. We have oysters. I wonder where oysters are found. In ocean probably. I don't eat seafood, so I really couldn't know that. So maybe this is also 12th house. I don't know, but I don't know, today with all the piles, there's strong water element in all the piles. Here also it's very prominent Pisces energy. We have the Lover, which is also giving me Pisces. Why? Because Venus gets exalted in the 12th house of love and devotion, So that's very interesting to me. We have Stone, maybe also Taurus energy, because it's more of a fixed sign. I'm trying to think of the fixed signs. We have Leo, Taurus. So maybe Scorpio energy also, because we have water and fixed sign, that is Scorpio. Pisces is mutable. So yeah, some of the signs that I'm picking up, maybe you have planets and placements in those signs. With this bat image also, you're someone who notices people. You're very good at observing people. You're very observant. You're the sort of person who's sitting there noticing everyone, reading their body language, or You could even have that habit of, some people have this habit, they're just sitting and they look at people, they notice them. Reminds me of Sherlock Holmes, how whenever the clients would come to him for like, let's say, some issue, he's like, he'll just listen to the person, and then he'll tell the person, like, you're a fisherman, you're this, you're that, this is where you work, these are the number of pets you have. Because he'll just notice his clothes and the threads, or not the threads, but let's say the hair on the person's clothes. So he could be like, okay, you have an orange cat, you have a black cat, because there's the orange and black fur on your clothes. So very observant. It's reminding me of Sherlock Holmes. And Sherlock is also a person who's very, isolated. So that 12th house energy, it's reminding me of that. But anyway, yeah, you could be someone who's just sitting there observing people and coming up with your conclusions. You're just maybe figuring out, I wonder where this person comes from. So you're naturally observant. You could be a good listener, but you're very watchful, and you have good intuition. You're good at reading people's body language. With the oyster also, you keep your hidden emotions hidden, and people feel like they cannot get through to you. People could just feel a wall between them and you. Somehow you could have that maybe a stubborn nature also with you, where people feel like they cannot influence you, they cannot manipulate you. You're very set in your ways. So yeah, I feel like it's hard to kind of trick you. Pile number 2, you're very clever that way. But with the lover, you do have generous energy. 12th house is also connected with donations, a person who's generous, person who's devoted to the cause. And it's also connected to expenses. So you could be a person who spends a lot of money on the people that you care about. You could be lavish with your spendings, or you could be very generous. You make donations, you help people. So even though you're not looking for anyone's validation, you're not looking for connections, you care about people, you want to make a difference and all those things. It's not just about it's not you're something gaining out of it. You're not looking to gain something out of people. It's you're trying to give back. So you're very generous that way. People could notice that about you. You could also be romantic. You could have a certain charm and grace, good looks about you. And with pile number 1, I also got this feeling like they're attractive, so people wanted to approach you. With this pile, the energy that I'm getting more so is a person who's good looking but not approachable. So a lot of people who have feelings for you might not approach you. Or this could be maybe people putting you on a pedestal, people feeling like a fear of rejection with you, something like this. But with stone, it does talk about a stubborn personality, a fixed personality. This also talks about the rock. So someone who's a rock, a ride or die, someone people can depend on. And just that energy of a person who's responsible, dependable. If you say something, you follow through. You don't make false promises, so you don't lie. People can trust you. There's a level of trust or trustworthiness that you possess, which is rare to find these days. Let's look at some of the cards. We have Cancer, 6th house. We have Venus, 8th house. So that mysterious nature of the 8th house is coming through. Some of you could have Venus in Scorpio, Venus in Virgo, maybe Venus in Cancer also. You could have Scorpio ascendant, Cancer ascendant, Virgo ascendant. Some of these placements, interchange them. But obviously strong Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces with this pile as well. Just like the first one, but the impression that I'm getting is slightly different. So anyway, coming back to these cards, the energy that I get is you could be someone who's quite feminine also. With all this water, we have Venus here, we have Cancer. So I feel like you could be feminine, or there something about your fashion, your sense of style, your aesthetics, people notice. And you could also have a style that's unique with the 8th house energy. And you could be very particular about your clothes, your style, your fashion. You could spend a lot of money on that as well. I'm getting 6th house. Some of you could have Chitra placements also. Person who's good looking, person who dresses really well. Maybe you like to spend a lot of money on your clothes also, because I'm getting Venus in Virgo. These people tend to be very fashionable and they're very particular about their style. And the direct opposite house is the 12th house as well, so spending a lot of money, because Venus is liquid cash, money. Some of you, I feel like maybe you are into gems also, because we have the stone card here. 8th house is also connected to mining and gemstones. I'm also looking at the pearl here, so some of you could be really into gemstones, jewelry, crystals, something like that. We have a crystal here also. So maybe people look at you and they feel like, okay, maybe this person's into all this Reiki healing stuff or tarot and spiritual stuff like that. People could even hold certain judgments against you, I feel, which are unfounded. Yeah, and also you could be a little moody. There's something about you in your energy that's unpredictable. With 8th house in Cancer, Cancer itself is changeable, mutable, person who's not like always consistent with everything. Not in terms of who you are as a person, but one day you want to do one thing, next day you want to do something else. You could also be a foodie. But Cancer gives that wavering sort of a nature where a person, then mood kind of changes quickly. So that could be there. Some days you're feeling extra diplomatic, other days you're a little blunt with your speech. But you're good with diplomacy, you're good with, I think when people try to push your buttons, you don't get offended. It's very hard to offend you, group number 2. And you just kind of roll with the punches. You could also have like a sarcastic sense of humor. And you're mysterious. People might even push you for certain answers, but you never reveal that, especially when it comes to your love life, dating life. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Let's look at some of the cards. We have money here, so something about being generous, spending a lot of money, making donations, or excessive spending. Or you could be very generous with your friends also, giving money. 6th house is also the house connected with loans. 8th house is handling other people's money. Something about your money is prominent. We have self-love. So again, strong self-love with you. People notice that. People feel like they cannot manipulate you, and you have a lot of self-love. So you know how to love yourself. You have high standards, and you don't take mistreatment. That's what I'm getting. We have salmon, determination. Maybe some of you are really into seafood. I don't know, so much fish stuff coming up. You know where you're going and you will get there. So salmons swim against the tide, against the current. So again, it's talking about someone who's unusual, someone who takes a different route, someone who's unique and not afraid to stand out, also not afraid of hard work. So you'll be someone, the first impression, people, when someone meets you, you'll say it in a very polite manner. You'll be diplomatic with this Venus coming up, but you will disagree with people. You'll be like, this is how I see things. But you will be kind with your delivery. That's what I'm getting. And you always stand out. People notice that you're different. And hardworking, all of that, passionate. Obviously, I'm getting that. For tarot, you got the Emperor in reverse. You got the Star card. Aries, Aquarius, Knight of Coins, 5 of Wands. Some of you could get into arguments, even though I was getting Venus earlier. Venus is connected with diplomacy, but since we do have 6th house, we have the 5 of Wands. So some of you could argue with people. You could be a good debater, or you like to get into friendly debates and discussing things and having different opinions and fighting it out, a little bit of that energy. But this can also talk about maybe a lot of people fighting for your attention. Venus is also romantic interest, romance, all of that. So people fighting for your attention. 6th house is competition, so having different multiple options, disagreeing with other people's principles, morals, all of that can be there. With Knight of Coins, again, money, stable person, like I was picking up with the stone, easygoing, stable person, reliable person. You're consistent with who you are. Star quality, someone unique who stands out, who's different. Also faithful. So maybe you have good faith in yourself, in your abilities. You're very secure. With the Emperor being in reverse, so again it's giving me that energy of being sure of what you want, but also your delivery and approach is very feminine. It's not masculine like the Emperor. But you do have leadership skills, you have very self-sufficient tendencies, but it's more feminine than masculine, your approach. So people don't take offense to it as much, or at least you cushion the blow. I feel like you know how to get your point across, and people take you seriously as well. So I think very intelligent. You use your intuition to take actions, I feel like. Pile number 2. So that's the reading for you. I hope this resonated. It was an interesting reading. I hope you found it helpful. Leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you like my videos, you want to support my channel, please consider becoming a member. Click on the join button below. If you want to book a reading with me, I have 2 slots left, I think. So go ahead, check out the description. Check out the link. And thank you for watching. Bye guys. Hello group number 3, welcome to your reading today. This is how people notice you, or how do they perceive you when you first walk into the room. Funny, we have the 3rd group and you chose the 3 of Cups, so that's interesting. I'm gonna start out with these cards first. We'll take a look at the other ones in a bit. I quickly just want to remind everyone that I have a couple of slots left for booking a private reading with me. So if you're interested, check them out right now. The link will be in the description. So you chose 3 of Cups, the Horse, Priest, we have the Eternal Child, we have the Kiss. So you know, the thing with today's reading is all the 3 piles have a little element of water. With this one, it's a little less compared to the other 2 piles, and there was some Mercury element also that was coming through. So naturally, if people look at someone that they don't know, they're not acquainted with, a stranger, and if you get more of like a positive feeling, you would want to be friends with them. So I wonder, that's why maybe Mercury is prominent in today's reading. Everyone's getting some element of Mercury coming through. So here we have 3 of Cups. Usually birds are connected and ruled by Mercury. We also have 3 of Cups, which talks about friendship, so that is also Mercury element. Here we have the Child, and more of the younger people are looked at as Mercury in Vedic astrology. And also we have the Kiss, which is, here we see 2 people touching hands. First of all, hands also remind me of Mercury. It's the 3rd house. Hands are connected with 3rd house. Gemini, ruled by Gemini. Also skin and touch, these are also connected to Mercury. So many elements that are talking about Mercury in your pile. You guys could have Mercury in the 1st house. You could have Gemini ascendant, Virgo ascendant, some of you. Maybe Mercury in Ashwini with this Horse coming up. There could be prominent Jupiter also. Priest always makes me think of Jupiter. And also we see a church here, place of worship. That's 9th house energy, Sagittarius energy. So some of you guys could even have exalted Mercury, debilitated Mercury. But anyway, so far I'm seeing, because usually if a Mercury is involved, the exact opposite sign is a Jupiter sign. So Sagittarius and Pisces. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's talk about your energy. There's a childlike quality. There's that people notice in you. There's something about connecting with your inner child, or maybe people feeling like they get in touch with their inner child in your presence. So you could have a very light-hearted presence. You know, certain people, they are very fun, very bright, and they're so optimistic. They have that optimism of a child, and they have big dreams. So you kind of also feel inspired and you start dreaming big. And a person who moves around a lot, who plays around a lot, who has different interests, so you get into their company, you are also more open to doing more things, having more hobbies, having more interests. So you could have that energy where you're very bright, very lively. You could be someone who doesn't sit down quietly. You're always moving about, always talking about something, communication is very prominent with Mercury ruled people. So something about communicating, being chatty, gossiping, having a sense of humor. Comedy is also Mercury. And just feeling very good in your energy. When people are with you, they're living in the present moment. They forget the future and the past. You could also travel or move around a lot with horse. It is connected to movement and travel. So I think people, when they meet you, they naturally start talking to you. There's something about, maybe you chat up with people. So you have this habit of, if someone's looking at you, you'll say something, or you will greet strangers, or you'll end up talking with people and connecting with them and be like, hey, are you on social media? Something about your energy, it's very inviting, very friendly. You're very charismatic and charming also. You could have a great sense of humor. Especially when we join, let's say, a new course, we don't know anyone there. The Mercury sort of a person would be someone who makes the most friends by the end of the first day. And everyone wants to be their friend because they're just so open. And it's just easy to talk to someone and strike a conversation. So you definitely have that energy. There's something here also with this energy of maybe you attract a lot of opposite energy. So maybe a lot of introverts are drawn towards you because we have that Jupiter, Mercury, and they're always sitting in opposition. So exact opposite, it's the teacher and the student. So you could have, if you have this more of like the Mercury sort of young child-hearted quality, you could invite a lot of wise older people who are very quiet, very introverted. Something like could be there. Or you could have also this knowledge, this spiritual knowledge that you share with your friends and you connect with them through this. You could have traditional friends, or you could be someone who's religious and traditional, or you could be very close to your cousins, let's say, your family probably. With this card also, and horse also does talk about attractiveness, a person who's really good looking. So maybe you could be good looking and a lot of people want to get in touch with you and maybe date you. There's a lot of romantic feeling also coming through with this kiss card. So maybe you're very open and you're very romantic yourself. You're a big flirt, or you're a charmer, or you attract those sort of people who have this sort of a personality. So more of that sexual, sensual sort of energy with this card, where people are interested in you and they want to date you. But overall, the energy I'm getting is wanting to spend time in your company, getting close to you, staying in touch. This can be romantic or platonic. Staying in touch could be being friends, talking, communicating, being a part of each other's life on an everyday basis, or even traveling with you. Something about thinking of you as, wow, this person would be a great travel buddy, because we have the horse and we have Jupiter energy here, which is usually connected with long distance travel. Exploring things, you could also look very young, or you could attract a lot of young people towards you. You look younger than your age. A lot of people, when they first meet you, you could be someone who's always in a group setting. You have a lot of friends, you're always talking to someone, you're out hanging out, having drinks, always moving about. So that's how people notice you. You kind of stand out in the crowd and you look like the life of the party. That's what I'm picking up so far. Let me adjust these a bit. Let's look at some of the cards. We have Rabbit, Fertility. Your creativity is at its peak. So again, it's that energy. Fertility. Also, you can connect with sensual stuff over here. Maybe I should keep it here since it's facing this way. We have Impatience. So again, that energy of a person who's always talking, chirping, and looking for something to do, who has a lot of hobbies, is always busy, has a lot of friends, connections, has to keep up with a lot of people. You could be someone where you get a lot of calls. You're sitting down to eat, but always someone's calling for help, asking for something, and you have a lot of connections. So you meet a lot of people and you have to keep in touch with a lot of people. Something like that could be there. You could be impatient. You could be someone who's very busy, a lot of work. You could also be that person. Usually the energy I'm picking up here is a person, let's say, who has a job and then they have a side hustle, so they're always working. Or they could have multiple businesses, or they could have multiple hobbies that they're pursuing at the same time. So because Mercury can talk about multiplicity, multiple options. So yeah, I'm picking up that energy. Some of you, if you don't have prominent Mercury, you could be running Mercury dasha, Mercury time period. That's why these themes could be prominent in your life. There could also be a strong curiosity that you have, someone who's very curious, always looking to learn something or gain more experience, learn new skills, and the eternal child in the sense of wanting to learn things, the eternal student, let's say, having multiple skills with hands. You could be artistic also. Let's say you draw, you're really good with drawing. I'm also getting something about your art could be impressive. So because you're this fun person, people might not assume that you're very artistic, and if you show off, let's say, your skills, people would be really taken aback. They'll be like, wow, you drew that. So yeah, you don't settle down. Not the most easygoing, I would say. Let's look at some astrology cards. You got the 5th house, so the house of dating, house of passions, house of hobbies. So very similar to what I was picking up earlier, and also a strong desire for people to date you and going out on dates, fun dates, not boring dates. So you are someone who is very stimulating. You need a lot of stimulation also. So people who are bored, people who are introverted, might naturally gravitate towards a person like you, pile number 3. Or there could be a situation where you feel like all of your friends are very different than you. We have 10th house, Saturn. Maybe people who are at your workplace are interested in you, Saturn in 10th. So again, that energy of being busy, workaholic, or always having something to do. Always, I don't know, spotlight is on you. I'm drawn towards these lights. And this couple also, you could be someone, if you have a couple or if you date someone, you could come across as friends, best friends, or I don't know, just that fun-loving energy of a couple where maybe the two of you spend a lot of time together. You're always attached at the hips and you maybe roast each other. It's not overly not, how do I say this, not overly, actually it can be overly romantic with the kiss card. I forgot this came out for you. So you could be very romantic with your partner. Maybe if you date, your partner becomes a big part of your personality. You always spend a lot of time with them. Friendship could be very important in relationships for you. You could date people who look much older than you. There's that Mercury and Saturn. Mercury is the young person, Saturn is the old person. So there could be a big age gap. You could be people group number 3 where you tend to date people who are much older than you, or there is a significant age gap, or person grounds you. They're exact opposite of you, very serious, introverted, that sort of energy. But one thing is for sure is the energy is contrasted, and there could be some age gap also, or at least you look like you have an age gap, you and your partner. And again, that energy of workaholic, busy, being busy, having a lot of things to do. We have Virgo here also. Some of you could have Virgo ascendant. Like I said earlier, you could have Saturn in the 1st house also, maybe Saturn in the 7th. There was something else also I was picking up with the Saturn. What was it? Some of you could have dry skin also, maybe. Saturn is drying, Mercury is skin. But anyway, let's keep going. For tarot, you got the 3 of Wands. So maybe a person who travels. We have Queen of Coins. We have the Sun card. Sun is also connected with the children. We have a 5th house which is connected to children. You could be good with kids. You could have childlike quality. Like I said, it could be your personality, or you could be someone who's good with kids. You could be a person who has family values or looking to settle down, have kids. You could have pets also, maybe. And again, something about travel here, something about travel here also. So movement is prominent. Um, Again, bright personality, fun, vibrant person, and good energy overall, positive energy. We have a Mercury, this bird head, again giving me Mercury element. You could be good with money. You could also have a tendency to trust people who are not good for you. So you could be very generous as a friend, but people might take advantage of that. You need to be a little careful there. But overall, a confident person. Sun talks about confidence. Sun also talks about fame. So a lot of people know you. We also have the reputation card. So a lot of people know you. A lot of people want to get to know you. You could have fame. So a popular person, like we say in high school, right? That person is popular. So that's your energy overall. Your reputation kind of precedes you. There's a lot of people who know about you, who say certain things about you, right? There's so much here. Contrasting energy is also showing up. This could also be talking about a partner that takes center stage in your life. And like I said, you could be generous with your money. We have this hair, coming up twice in this spread. See? Maybe you guys have hair like that. You guys could have dark hair. In general, people notice your hair. They compliment your hair. They compliment how generous you are. They compliment your confidence. They're like, I wish I was more like you. I wish I could travel like you, or I want to travel with you. And family values, again, I was picking up. So you could also come across as a marriage material sort of a person. But yeah, definitely people are interested. People could flirt with you also very early on, very quickly. Or they could take your banter or just being fun and charming as being interested in them. But you're just being fun. You're not serious. But they might end up catching feelings. You could also friend zone a lot of people, maybe. But yeah, that's the reading for you. I think I'll end it here. I hope this resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments. Share your thoughts. If you like my videos, you want to support this channel, please consider becoming a member. I'm going to be posting the monthly prediction for the next month very soon. So please join if you want to. And if you're looking to book a private reading with me, the link will be in the description. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.